So this is the old job we had that we've been working on for a while. We came back because someone bought it and they revised the way they want it to look. And right now I have to get a material list of like cut-ins and data rings. So like for example, that needs a data ring. It shows power and that little triangle is data. So, you know, that's already installed. The outlet's installed per plan. Data ring, outlet, outlet. So that's good. Now this calls for 3 outlets, which it has, along with all the data rings. Data ring outlet. But that's not installed yet. So I would need to install that cut-in. Although I do notice that these are at 44. I have to check on my coworkers on why they did that. I'm sure there's a reason. And then there's this room over here, which is this notated room. And ain't nothing really installed here. As you can see, just little stuff that has to go away. Now if I look at that, get my material list here. This is the entrance. There's a receptacle, data at 44, and there's 3 of them along this wall. Along this wall, it's exactly the same thing, 3 of them, and then a data and power on this wall. I can still access here, but I'm still probably going to put cut-ins and data rings. So for here, if I count them, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on my material list, I'm going to put, as far as right now goes, 7 single gang cut ins. I'll specify metal because you'd be surprised sometimes they don't know. 7 single gang cut ins metal, and then 7 single gang cut-ins, or I should put really 7 single gang data rings, which are these. And then I have my material list, at least from there till there. We already have that outlet installed. Let me lock my screen. This is ridiculous. We already have that outlet installed. Here it calls for a quad, and then this symbol here, which I'm not sure what this means at this exact moment, but it's a 3/4 conduit, number 10, number 10, number 10. So this is the electrical note sheet, and these are the power symbols. And if I look at that symbol that was referenced, it's a specialty outlet. Verify NEMA configuration is notated on plans. So it's a special outlet. And when I go look, let me make sure it's not anywhere else. When I look at the power plan and I reference that outlet here, it shows 1 hot, 1 neutral, and 1 ground. So a part of me can make that a single gang or a 2 gang. And I think I'm gonna make that a 2 gang just to be safe. But I would obviously have to make sure of that before I actually install it. But for now, I'll count it for a 2 gang since it'll give me more material than I need. So I kind of looked already over there, kind of finished over there. I lifted up the drywall. There's an outlet called for behind that drywall that's lifted on the wall, but it's not there yet, so counted that in. Now I'm over here, and there's this symbol. This is a furniture whip. These are like a cord that go into furniture, like those cubicles you see in like movies and stuff. So usually they're 2 gang. This is a 2 gang metal cut-in box. This would be a 2 gang data, and so I'm gonna add that onto my list. For 2 gangs, it's just 2 single gang outlets put together, so I just count it as 14. But for the data rings, you have to specify literally 2 gang. data ring because they come like pre-built. Can't combine them. So on this wall, I actually think they're gonna tear this out for backing because it shows a TV there. Whenever they have like TVs, they have to put like a backing in order for it to be properly supported. Otherwise, they have to look for the studs and the whole shebang. So like usually they'll have something like this, you know, so that this can mount to the TV. So for this wall right here that has like special notations, I probably won't get shit for it because it's probably going to be ripped out for the TV. But it's really just what, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 cut-ins, so I might just put it on the list, you know. No biggie. 11. If anything, then we'll return them, you know, if they're extra. And then 2 of the datas. Oh, how many datas? Oh, 3. Just want to be overly prepared so that we don't have to like get more material. And then move on to here, but these rooms pretty much stay the same. Another furniture whip. We already have that one installed, so we just gotta add 22. And then it's another 2 gang. 3. That wall is right here. Go out. And so that outlet would go right there. Note 2. So another single gang cut in. This little partition wall. The little dark spots are windows, or the white spots. Window, column, window, or partial column, window. They already have that installed in. And then kind of circle my way back. That's the doorway. 1, 3 box. Oh, another fucking TV. I get the material for it just in case, but it's probably gonna be different. So 25. Data's 13. Make sure that matches. Yeah, because that outlet and that outlet's already installed. So it's just that's the addition. And then I make my way around. Boom. That's it. There's no more outlets along this wall. And then there's a note on this page. You can kind of get creative in the way you write it. Here I'm putting 20 feet, 3/4 PVC schedule 80, 20 feet, 1.25 PVC schedule 80. But you could put 2 sticks instead of that because the sticks are 10 feet each. I've liked to start doing it like this. And the floor box is gonna go right here. So I need one connector of each, but then I need another connector of each to go inside the box. So I'll put 2 Mel connectors, 1.25 PVC, and then I'll put 2 Mel connectors, 3/4 PVC. And then I'm gonna have to stake it down. Let me go show you an example. Because since I did one, everything's gonna kind of follow this like pathway. Usually we do this type of stuff, like this type of floor box stuff, on like a second floor. And so you'll see something like this, where it's just floating in midair. So the second floor has a floor box, and you see how they did it, you know? That this must be the wall, and then this must be the middle of the floor. Well, where we're doing it here, there is no bottom floor. So this is a special type of floor box for this installation. We use 1/2 inch EMT to stake it down and tie wire it. Really, this is only necessary so that when they're pouring the concrete, this doesn't float up. It probably wouldn't float up anyway, but there's not like really supporting requirements. Although I did, if this were code, it would be supported within code. But this is what we're looking for here. The connector, stakes, and it 290 up into the box. And then that's power, obviously. And then that's EMT going up. And just 90ing out, because that's for data. So with each of these floor boxes, that idea is being replicated. So, imagine that. This is the material list for this. I'm gonna need EMT. Now, assuming each of those sticks are 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 4, 2 feet, 2 feet, 8. I'm gonna need a full stick of EMT just for this. So 1/2 inch. Oh, sorry, forgot my own rule. 10 feet, 1/2 inch EMT. One other thing before I finish off this thing, because I'm gonna finish making the material list and send it in so we can start working on this stuff. With these, you can kind of see what I did to support this to the ground, because this is going to get buried up to concrete here. All that's going to be accessible is this. And when concrete gets poured in, we flush cut this, flush. I used 1/4 inch all thread, and you would think these are anchors, but they're not. It's just all thread, but they're like this long, and I hammered them in and used barrel nuts, so I wouldn't damage the thread itself. But this is going to keep it supported, and it's pretty strong because of how deep I hammered it in, so it wouldn't float up. But I'm going to have to duplicate that idea with the other ones. No one told me to do this. This is just something you get creative with, and I've been shown this before, so I can't claim creativity on that. But sometimes you have to get creative with the way you do things. And, imagine how it would look. Hey, I know I run work, sir, but could you tell me how you would support this? You know what I mean? So, at a certain point, you got to start just thinking of solutions on your own and be confident in them. So I'm going to do the same thing there. Same thing there. Same thing here. I don't know where the fourth one is. It's somewhere. Oh, right there. Same thing there. So. Yep. That's all.